This is episode 13 of What's Been Better. This week, we're talking about being okay. It's okay to be you, it's okay to do you, and it's okay to not apologize for any of it. If you've been here before, you know we cuss. And if you're new here, please get used to it. This week, we're joined by Robyn Bloom again. She's a life coach from Mississippi. Welcome.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
All right. Well, you've been here before, so you already know the drill.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do any explaining to anybody. If you are new here, you better go back and listen to a few episodes before this. Try Robyn's breakthrough episode.
That would be awesome.
And like, share, subscribe, do something with this episode, but do not keep it for yourself.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with Robyn.
Yeah.
Hey, Robyn. What's been better, my dear? What's been better?
Oh, you know what? Me being intentional about the relationships that I hold near and dear to me.
Love it.
I noticed last year my mom got sick. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I'm an only child and I became a full-time caregiver.
Mhm.
She had to have the mastectomy and we almost lost her from the surgery. And I just realized that, I had been real intentional with a lot of people who didn't show it for me in that moment,
Mm.
and and I needed to focus more. So I spent this last year trying to be more intentional, and really more so with the last episode that we just went through.
Mhm.
Just being more intentional with people who are also intentional with me.
I love
That's
it.
Yeah.
awesome.
I love it.
That's a whole word.
I love that.
Yeah, because that kind of lines up, Sylvia, what we've been talking about these
This
past few weeks.
whole time. Yep.
Yeah, and she put it in a nice little bow. Be
Mhm.
intentional with people who are intentional with me. I love it.
Yep.
Sylvia, what's been better with you?
So, a couple days ago here in Atlanta, there was a mass shooting, and I have to give all praises to the higher power because my husband does not work on that corner anymore. Um,
Mm.
it's been a month after he changed jobs, and when I tell you he worked at that particular address
Oh, my goodness.
before it became Northside Hospital, and at the next corner for 8 years.
Mm.
And just in the last month, he's changed jobs and was nowhere near there. Um,
Mm.
I cannot tell you how much my heart stopped in that moment of getting the text of, "I'm okay. Everybody at the old office is okay. This is what's happening," and then starting to get the
Mhm.
city text. But I was so grateful to
Mm.
not
Yeah.
have him there. I do wanna hold space for the families that are affected,
Yeah.
but, yeah, that was it was a lot, but I'm super grateful that that did not go down in a bad way for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what a blessing,
Yeah, it really
you
was.
know.
It really was.
Um, Hearing you say that lets me know how precious life is,
Mhm,
and that we really it would behoove us to really hold our families and friends near and dear to us and ourselves,
mhm.
and really treat every day like a present, and be present in
Yes,
those moments. Yeah. So thank
that's
you for sharing that.
why I always say every day is a bonus. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yep, but that was that. So, what's been better, Lori?
Um, so every day I'm learning to, like I was just sharing, be present. And just yesterday, something just came over me. Like well, not every day, but I try every day to like stand in the mirror, set intentions, be thankful. I have this list of things that desire to happen. It's almost like a vision board,
Mhm.
but it's written out. And I
Okay.
look at it about 2 or 3 times a day. And but I didn't this particular day. And I was walking by it, and as I was walking by it, this feeling just came over me. It was this feeling of calm, this feeling of it's okay, and I just stopped. And it didn't dawn on me that the paper was right there. I just basked in that moment for a second, just took it in.
Mm.
And it just felt like, Lori, you're going to be fine. And I think about, I don't know if y'all ever saw any of those little videos of this guy in these shorts and no shirt on, and he's just skating, like
Oh, the
he's
guy in
just
the little
skating.
underwear. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just skating through the world. That's how I
Yeah.
felt. I was like, life can be that way. You don't have to
Yes.
trip about shit. You can just,
Mhm.
whew, it's okay. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
nothing is so deep that you can just lose yourself over it, right? Just
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
skate through the moment and just be okay and believe that the things that you intend, the things that
Mhm.
you hope for will come to pass. And so it just felt good in that moment, and that's better for me. Just to really know,
Yeah.
don't be tripping about shit that you can't control.
Yeah.
What's the point? So,
Yeah.
It
so
sounds like you've turned like a whole corner from the past couple of episodes of like just a roller coaster of everything that was going on. So I'm glad that you've come to that point. Like you've found your center again.
girl, I'm telling you, that's the essence of processing. And I
Mhm.
think it's really
Mhm.
good to process with somebody that you care about. I mean,
Yeah.
that you care for, that they can, if you have that support, or if you have a therapist or someone that you
Mhm.
can help break down, not to judge the moment or whatever, or make you right or make you wrong, but just
Mhm.
process how you feel to where you can get to a better place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not all the way where I wanna be yet, but I'm damn sure not where I was before. Oh, Robin, if you heard that last couple of episodes, mm, it was not pretty.
It was a
That's
lot.
all I can say.
It was a lot.
But it's
Wow.
okay.
Well.
I think too finding like the connection that you see somebody, I don't know if I told you this before about like I need to see somebody that has been in the same situation in order for me to be able to process it better. So
Mhm.
knowing that I had already been in that situation and I was able to say, Lori, this is what it was like. This is how
Mhm.
it felt. Be prepared for this. This is what your
Mhm.
pictures is gonna look like. This, these kinds of things of like being prepared for the disappointment that you already see
Mhm.
coming
Mhm.
and not having to be necessarily disappointed, but at
Yeah.
least be prepared.
Mhm. That's
Mhm.
true. That's true.
Mm, yeah.
I'm glad that you said that because that's one of the things that I push. Share space with people who are transparent about their shit.
Mhm.
That's how
Yeah.
you really learn. You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
can't learn from someone just telling you what you need to do, what it's supposed to look like, what it should look like, this and that or whatever. But sit down with people who can tell you what it looked like for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where you get your most help from, because you're
Mm.
not feeling like, oh my God, well, what, but you can actually sit there and be like, oh, but she still got through it, or it still
Right.
worked out. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
so true. That's so
Yeah.
true.
Well, we're talking about being okay today and being unapologetically okay.
Yeah.
Like, Robin, I know you want to share what path you're on now and where you're going and what you're doing. And I love that it is all around this theme. So
Yeah.
please tell us what you got going.
Well, I am quietly working on getting back into podcasting. It's not going to be a big grand thing, I'm just like, who needs to hear it type deal or whatever.
Hmm.
But it's going to be centered around being unapologetic about your healing. And that
Mhm.
means when it comes to your boundaries, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your children, when it comes to parents, your business, whatever it is, you pick that boundary, you stand firm on that boundary, and you be unapologetic about it. I'm even practicing being unapologetic about the battles that I pick.
Hmm.
I feel like my healing gives me permission to pick and choose my battles. And because I have that permission, I also have permission to practice fuck around and find out and
Ooh,
not feel bad when I practice that.
girl. What
If that makes
ooh.
sense. Yeah.
Look,
Mm. You speaking my language right
a
now.
whole sermon, okay? A whole
Because
what?
you know because in the past, you'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But then think about it. You feel bad because you didn't say anything, and then you feel bad because you said something.
Hmm.
Mhm.
No, we're gonna
Mm.
be unapologetic. If you feel like that battle was worth picking, go to war about
Mm.
that battle
Ooh.
and
Yes,
be okay about that. Say
girl.
what you got to say and let it go. That's where I am. And that's where I'm pushing my clients to now. We're in that
Girl,
season of, yeah,
I needed you
being
about 3 weeks
unapologetic.
ago.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
'Cause I'm
No, I
telling you,
love that.
yes, because I was feeling like, and I don't even use these shouldn't shit, but I was in this shouldn't mode. Like, I shouldn't
Mhm.
feel the way I'm feeling, right?
Mhm.
Like, I
Mhm.
needed to curtail how I felt about what was going on with me, trying to protect the
Mhm.
person that presented
Mhm.
the hurt. And I'm
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, hearing you say that, that's just giving me permission to just be like, to
Okay.
say,
Mhm.
I'm hurt, damn it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I do
Um,
remember you getting to a point, like, we recorded a whole episode, and she texted and was like, "I don't think we should put this out." And I was like,
Mm.
"Ma'am, what are we gonna do? Because we are not recording a whole other episode. How we huh?"
it
So,
was rough, yeah.
but I'm glad
Mhm.
that you eventually were like, "I said what I said.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'll be very nice and not say all of the things that I said, but it does exist.
Mhm. And the
Maybe
truth is the
down the
truth.
road." Right, and the
Yeah.
truth is the truth,
Mhm.
and wrong is wrong and right is right, like, and this is a
Right.
fucked up situation that
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
people go through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this
So
Yeah.
unapologetic space is huge. Yes.
mhm,
And it's
I
just,
saw
yeah, go
oh,
ahead. Go ahead.
well, I saw a post that Tabitha Brown put up,
Mhm.
and it kind of got my attention. I love Tabitha Brown.
I
mhm,
love
Um,
her too.
but she said that don't let people pull you out of character. And that's why I
Mhm.
kind of had to disagree with her, because you don't have the power to pull me out of character. If I choose
Mm.
that battle, I chose that battle.
I
You know what
love
I'm
that.
saying? My
okay,
character has anything to do, it doesn't have shit to do with it. I chose
Right.
to say what I said, and I
Right.
meant what I said, and I'm gonna leave here still feeling the way I felt.
Mm.
So
okay.
nobody has the power to pull you out of character.
You
That's
better say
that's
that. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
so this goes back to I don't even know what episode it was, 1st season, of me saying, "Don't make me the villain you don't want me to be,
Mhm.
right.
because I
Mhm.
will play the
Mm.
whole role. I will
Mhm.
direct, I will put the camera on, I will do all the shit because
Mhm. Mhm.
I have time today. Imma make
Mm.
time to
Yeah.
let you know.
Right.
Because I feel like sometimes you
Right.
do have to there's no there's no way to, like, keep it cute on some situations. Some situations, like,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
need to let your ass know
Mhm.
Yeah.
that this isn't gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And me
And
trying to
mhm.
placate you and think about your feelings and how can I gently say this or how can I give you a friendly
Mhm.
reminder, it
Mhm.
was past that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you said Tabitha was saying don't let anybody pull you out of character. You're right. You're so right, Robin. Nobody pulls you anything. Nobody makes you anything. You get to
Mhm.
choose everything. And then what does
Yeah.
out of character mean? Like, so we have
Yeah.
to be poised. We have to be a
Mhm.
certain way. What does that even mean?
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
think,
Well,
yeah.
later on in the post, she did say, "Because that ain't you." But yet it
Mm.
is me. If you knock on that door, you want me to answer.
Mhm.
And who answers is me. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
That part.
Don't
Right.
knock on no door you don't want answer. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Don't poke a bear and you don't want to get bit, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
House
yeah,
Mhm.
rules.
it is me.
That's
It
right.
is me in that
Yeah.
moment.
Right.
That's a part of me.
Right.
I'm
Yep.
not gonna let you play with me.
Mhm.
And here we are, you
Right.
know.
Two
So
Right.
yeah.
2 house
Mhm.
rules right there. 2 house rules.
Okay.
We don't deal with the fuck around gang, and don't
Mhm.
suggest shit you don't really wanna do.
Mm.
Right.
I love it. I love it. And
Right.
those are beautiful principles, Sylvia. But
Mhm.
that's the same thing, Robin. It's like you're right. It's like, no, this is who I am. This is what I am
Mhm.
choosing. And whatever
Mhm.
character you see, and you don't get to gaslight me
Mhm.
in that moment. Like you
Right.
poked, I responded, and then you're out of
Mhm.
character. Bitch,
Yeah.
step back.
Yeah.
That part.
Right.
That part. Mhm. Yep.
Find you something safe to do.
What do I always
Find you
say?
something
Find a
safe
tight
to
corner.
do.
Find a
Right.
tight corner,
Right. Come
'cause
on
you
now.
have
But
to
yeah,
get
but
in
that's
one.
kind of where we are. that's kind of where we are. I see a lot of that on social media. I have kids, so and then I have this young teenager in the house now, and I see that a lot. People throw the rock, hide their hand, and then make you feel bad for responding.
Right,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right.
That's a whole ball of manipulation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
yeah,
set to have you feeling bad about how you respond when
Yeah.
someone does a
Mhm.
thing. No. If
Yeah.
if you're in this space, if you're throwing rocks, you get rocks thrown back at you.
Mhm.
That's just how it
Right.
is.
Right.
yes.
Right.
And too, I always think I've been, like, circling this in my head too of, like, they did something, you take time to process it, but then when you try to go
Mhm.
back about it, they're like, "Why you bringing up old shit?"
Mm.
Bitch,
Oh
because I
my
got a trauma
God. There you
response
go.
about it, that's why. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's not old shit, I'm just
Yeah.
processing it in this
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
This is how long
Mhm.
it took me
Yeah.
to process it, because if I would've just reacted, I still wouldn't have got out how I really felt about it.
Mhm.
So, it's not
Right.
bringing up old shit, I have a
Mhm.
trauma response. Here's
Mhm.
how I'm gonna
Right.
respond to it.
Well, and
Right.
for one thing, you don't get to tell me how to be.
That part.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell me how to respond.
Mhm.
I'm
That part.
responding based on how I feel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody told you how
Yep.
to initiate that thing with me. You just
Yep.
did it,
Exactly.
and then you tell me how to talk.
Exactly.
No, I didn't tell you how to talk. Don't tell me how to be.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah, that's the space I'm holding. That's the space I'm holding, being unapologetic about me and my healing. I like to center around my healing because I think that's where it comes from.
Mhm.
You go on your healing journey, and you now you're being told, or people suggest it's supposed to look a certain way. Now you're
Mhm.
feeling stuck. Like,
mhm.
Right.
well, I feel good about this space, and I don't like what happened, but I'm supposed to just take it.
Right.
Because
Mm.
I'm healing. Because people are quick to throw up. Well, I thought you were healing.
Mm.
Well, you ain't dead, so apparently I am. Like I am healing. You didn't get slapped, so yeah, I am healing.
But
But I mean, people tend to throw your healing in your face, and now you feel stuck in that space of, well,
Mhm.
this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm supposed to be quiet.
but
Mhm.
also too, again, let me say this one more time, and I'm gonna throw this up here at the top. Go back and listen to Robin's first episode. You said specifically that you were healing, not
Mhm.
healed.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So them
That's
throwing that back
huge.
in your face does not it's you're not done yet.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
me being in my healing journey does not mean that I'm, like, completely fixed, I'm completely done, I'm,
Hmm.
one certain way. Healing is
Right.
continuous.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when it comes to choosing yourself. That's part that I stress that so much. This healing journey is about you. Yes, there are things done to you. Yes, you did things or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's really about how are you going to navigate the rest of your life. That's what it's about. Can you sit and enjoy a little peace? Can you walk in peace? Can you pick battles? Can you set boundaries? Can you say no? Can you walk away? That's what it's about. Being able to navigate your future, and but people will take that you are healing and try to make you sit in a corner, and that does something to you if you're not surrounding yourself with people who are practicing being unapologetic about their healing,
W
because it's I think it's unpopular to be unapologetic about your healing.
It
It's
is.
unpopular to be
'Cause-
unapologetic.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
Period.
right
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
period.
It
That's
is. It is. And I think people try to interject how they want you to be from their
mhm.
perspective. That's not
Yeah.
how you would want to be, and you get
Right.
to choose. And I love the uh, unapologeticness to this thing because
Hmm.
it's beautiful because we give ourselves permission to feel how we feel without trying
Hmm.
to wrap it around how somebody else feels.
Yeah.
Right.
Try to curtsy to this other person. And it's not to
Right.
say y'all didn't curtsy to me. I don't give a shit about that. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be me. And
Right.
if your feelings are hurt, I'm gonna trust that you can handle your feelings. Just like I
Mhm.
hope you can trust that I'm gonna handle my feelings. And I think
Yeah.
if we
Right.
allow space for people to handle their lives the way they handle it, or handle a situation the way they handle it, I think we'll be a much better family, country, nation. Like, we'll be a much better
Right.
people if we stay in our own lane, because that's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Stay in your
And
lane.
let me throw this in. Being unapologetic as a mother. Um, I had a conversation recently with my girls, and I told them, I'm gonna plant. I'm not here to be your friend, but if we're friendly, that's great, But my job is to plant the seed.
Mhm.
My
Right.
job is to plant the seed. Um, if it's something I don't agree with, where I think it's gonna bring harm to you, I'm gonna speak up about it.
Mhm.
You may
Mhm.
be upset. I'm okay with you being upset. I'm
Mhm.
okay with that. Am I trying to tell you what to do? Absolutely not. But I think it's important that I plant that seed so that you have something else up here to think about when shit
Exactly.
really starts to get going.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'm unapologetic about being your mother when it comes to planting seeds that I feel you need in your life. I'm
That's
just
so
giving you something to
huge.
work with, and then I step away. Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
they
I like
respect
that.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They respect that. They didn't get it, but yeah, they get it now.
Look, life lessons come however they come. Some of us are slower
Mhm.
learners, some of us are in advanced class, some of us need to get that lesson 5 more times. You get the
Yeah.
whisper, you get the little push, or you get the brick to the forehead. So,
Right.
it's
But you
whichever
know
We
what?
one.
get it.
But Robin, they didn't get it now, but
Mhm,
they will get it, because what you hope
Mhm,
for comes to
mhm,
pass. We have the ability to create. We have been given that ability. So we
mhm,
create with our mouths. We create with
mhm,
our thinking. So you plant
mhm,
that seed, you want your daughters to get it. Initially, they might not be on the same frequency or wavelength that you're on now, but the hope is that they'll get it in a time when they really need it.
mhm,
And
And they are, and it's
right.
so funny. I'm getting those phone calls where, "Mama, you know what?
Mhm.
I see what you were talking about. That
yeah.
made sense." And then I go back to say, "Hey, I wasn't trying to tell you what to do, but I was just, planting a seed and adding water to it
Yes.
as needed so that your crazy ass wouldn't forget."
It,
Because
it exactly. 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 Because we want the best for our children, and
Mhm,
if we are not saying, it sounds like it's like we're afraid to be
mhm,
honest with our children, but that fear is going to
mhm,
mess up some things. It's
Mhm,
going to cause
mhm,
harm later on.
mhm,
So we need to say it. If our parents didn't say it, or their parents didn't say it to us, if it comes to our
mhm.
awareness, speak up.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell
yeah.
them I'm your enemy now, but I'll be your friend later. That's how I'm looking at it.
Oh, I love
But I'm
that.
still I'm gonna do it the way I feel I need to do it, which is just planting a seed.
Mhm.
However you choose to take that information and use it, that's on you.
Mhm.
But you will not be able to say, "My mama did not tell me any different."
Mhm.
You won't be able
Mm,
Right.
to
Yeah.
say that.
You can't say that. You won't. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. And
yeah.
if you do, you're lying. Yeah. Yeah.
Which isn't gonna work out because once you tell that lie, it's hard to undo. That makes
Mhm.
sense. That makes sense. I do wanna talk about a little bit more about being okay, though, of coming into the feeling and understanding of, like, "This is who I am, and I'm okay
Mhm.
with it."
Mhm.
Yeah.
I That's my part of the healing journey, is
Mhm.
figuring out who I am and am I okay with that version? "Okay, no, I don't like
Yeah.
it. Let's keep going." "Okay, who am
Mhm.
I now? Do I like it?
Mhm.
Okay, it's working. Keep going a little bit? Okay, we gotta tweak it." So it's that part of, like, trying to, yes, be unapologetic, but also the feeling of, "Okay, okay,
Mhm.
I'm okay,
Yeah,
you're okay, everybody's okay."
you can't get to the unapologetic part until you're okay
Mhm,
with the person in the mirror.
Mm. Mhm.
And you gotta give yourself grace and compassion because there are gonna be days. I tell people, just I had talked to someone not long ago, and I said, your life coach takes breaks. I take breaks.
mhm,
I have to get myself together. So you got to
Mhm.
give yourself a little grace and compassion and realize life is going to keep lifing. You
Mhm.
know, it's not going to always look like you want it to look. But if you stop and look around, as I tell my girls, and go, shit ain't too bad. I'm here. It's going. that should give you enough to keep moving forward.
Mhm.
I think I have some clients that focus so much on the way things should look,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
they don't take the time to sit and be present in how far they've come
Mhm.
because they're too busy focusing on what it should look like. It's
Mm.
never going to look like the way you think it should look. It's
Yeah.
never
Mhm.
going to feel exactly the way you think it should feel. But what does happen is there are moments where it looks really, really good and it feels really, really good. And
Mhm.
that's your confirmation that you're doing the right thing.
Mhm. I
Yes.
love it. Robyn, man, you
Mhm.
speaking today, man. That's
Yeah.
beautiful and that's the truth. And I hope that our audience will understand that too. Like if we release ourselves from these shoulds,
Mhm.
because the shoulds really are synonymous with shame. Because
Mhm.
guess what? When the should doesn't happen, we are ashamed. Shame
Mhm.
shows up. But if we let it go and we just allow, man, the beauty in
Yeah.
allowing.
Yeah. And be okay with uh not listening to certain people. That's a big thing,
Girl.
What?
because it's your pastor or because it's your mother or because it's your best friend or because it's whoever. Be okay with letting it come in this ear and go out the other. You got to be okay with letting some shit just slide on by. You
Mhm.
do. Everybody Nobody can speak on someone else's healing.
Mhm.
That's just I'm a firm believer in that,
That's truth.
Speak
Yes.
speak on your healing and share and let's, oh well, I can relate to that. But you don't have the authority to speak on my healing and tell me what my healing should look like and what it should
Mhm.
feel like.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But when
Mhm.
you share
Absolutely.
space with people who do that, you're doing more harm to yourself
Mm.
because you now you're putting what they think and feel above what you
Above.
think and feel.
Yep.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Which goes back to trusting your gut.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we have to spend time learning to trust our gut and not be so
Mhm.
focused on what this person thinks, what dad thinks,
Mhm.
what the like you said, the pastor thinks. Because these people are
Mhm.
people just like you are.
Mhm.
I
They're
Yep.
people.
just I just had that moment in the garden. So, all of my pepper plants were dying.
Mm.
Just put them out, just put everything out, was okay, everything is exciting, but I got new soil. And I was excited about the new soil, and I was like, "Okay." Well, they said, "Don't add anything to it and don't do anything extra." So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do what everybody else is doing."
Mhm.
Hell no. I almost killed all my shit.
Mm.
So I had to go back,
Yep.
look at my old videos,
Mhm.
remember what I knew what to do,
Mm.
follow my instructions because
Right.
I've kept this video diary for 2 years now of like, "This is what you do. This is
Right.
what worked. This is how you did it." That's what my TikToks are about. They are
Mhm.
not just for, like,
Mhm.
me to share and have a good
Mhm.
time, but it's also like, "Okay, what did I do with those tomatoes? Okay,
Right.
what did I do with those peppers?" So I had to
Mhm.
go get
Mhm.
all the stuff out, had to mix everything down. Like, I made a whole set of videos about it because I almost killed
Mhm.
a whole year's worth of peppers
Oh, wow.
because I
Mm.
grew them last year, overwintered them, kept them alive in the greenhouse, took them back out, replanted them because I was like, "I'm not gonna start over from seed." For what?
Right.
These were perfectly fine,
Right.
and I almost
Right.
killed all of them,
So what did you
listening
do?
to everybody else.
Right, right. But you came to, which I'm so glad you came to
Yeah,
yourself. So what did you end up doing?
I wound up deep root watering the way that I knew how to deep root water,
Oh,
like,
okay.
with all the wine bottles. So,
Mhm.
just dug out all the wine bottles, cleaned them all up, mixed all the solution with the, fish fertilizer, to which my nephew is so cute. He said, "This looks like soda, auntie, plant soda." So so gave them all plant soda, and they all snapped back.
Come on.
But it was
I love
because
that.
and I love my little community. It was because somebody was like, "Hey, is your soil dry down a few layers?" Yeah, it
Mm.
is, because down a few layers is my original soil.
Mm.
My new soil is kind of at the top. So, of course, my new
Mhm.
well draining, that was the whole bit, well
Mhm.
draining soil just drained all the water out. So nothing
Mhm.
was getting watered.
Mhm.
So put those wine bottles
And
in, and my plants were like, "Hey."
I love how the person implied like with a question and didn't
Yes.
tell you well what you need to do.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
a
Robin,
big difference.
I know you haven't been around, but there's a whole episode about that because, We had some people who thought, "I'll just tell you what to do, and that's what you should do,
Mhm.
and never do it."
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
And it did not work
Mhm.
out. It didn't work out well
Okay.
at all. So,
Okay. Okay.
yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But I love that because
Mhm.
they are the Black women who I interact with and am in community with on Garden Talk, that's what we call it, have
Mhm.
a way, yes, of guiding each other instead
Mhm.
of dictating to each other.
Mhm.
And I
Okay.
see that a lot with people that aren't in that community
Mhm.
who,
Right.
yes, they grow plants, yes, they've been gardening for 30 years, or yes, they do
Mhm.
whatever, but it's the way that they impose
Mhm.
their ideals and their way of doing things as if it is
Mhm.
the all being end all be
Mm.
all way
Right.
of doing
Mhm.
it. And
Mhm.
no, like I've literally been dealing with these wine bottles for 2 years now, and they
Mhm.
have not
Mhm.
steered me wrong.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Why I didn't think to, like, just do that, I don't know.
Mhm.
I really was
But
just like, "Well,
Mhm.
this is better. Somebody else is doing it."
but it came
Yeah.
to you though.
It did.
Mhm.
Right. And so it goes back to trusting your gut. And most things that we do are principally, hopefully, they're principally based.
Mhm.
If we use principles, we can never go wrong.
Yeah.
And hopefully what people are hearing as we're talking is to say, get used to asking questions instead of coming and
Mhm.
saying what I do is the way to do things. The
Mhm.
way I do
Right.
things might be working for me. It might not work for you.
Mhm.
And maybe
Right.
we approach it like that. Well, this is how
Mhm.
it's worked for me. I don't know how it's gonna work for
Right.
you. Like learning new
Yes.
language.
Yes. It is. It's a completely and I've seen it. I've seen it very specifically in the comments. I will look at the comments and I will see how some people are like, "Well, what about blah 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 blah?" And it's like
Mhm.
how you pose that question is very
Mhm.
it's very
Mhm.
snarky.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not helpful.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Mhm.
but other people are like, "Hey, did you try this? Or have you looked
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
this? Did you test
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
soil? Did you, do whatever?"
Mhm.
Mhm.
Totally different
Totally
than
different.
like a kind of like a gotcha question in a way.
Mhm. And you
Mhm.
and you can really take that, for anyone who's listening, this is life lessons, but
Yeah.
we're
Mhm.
just talking about soil and plants,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
apply it to every area of your
Yes.
Thank
life,
you. That's
That
it.
really, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
That
is.
is it.
I've been finding that happening in so many different ways in my interactions online and even in my work. Same. How like my group questions each other versus like how the people that we're kind of working for question is very different sometimes too.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm. Mhm.
no.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And you got to learn to be okay with taking what you need from what you hear and discarding the rest and not
Yes.
Mhm.
feeling bad about saying, I don't have to respond or anything, but that doesn't work for me.
Right.
I've taken
Right.
to like, I just
Mhm.
don't respond anymore because I was like,
Mhm.
I'll make time and I will respond because you are,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah, because it takes
Yeah.
your energy away.
It does.
And
Mhm.
so we get to choose where we place our energy
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
depending on where we place our energy lets us know if we're going to get it back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Right.
sometimes we put our energy in places it just sucks it out. We don't get that back,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? And
Right.
so what you're both saying is just practice. When we are learning, we are practicing. We're practicing
Mhm.
doing the thing that's going to give us the better results.
Yep.
So,
Right.
It's
yeah.
funny, I hear all of the hashtags that are like our permanent what's been better hashtags,
Mhm.
live intentional living, give grace, and practice patience have been like every post all year so far,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I'm
Mhm.
hearing all I'm like, "Okay, we were already on the right path. We were already on the
Yeah.
right path. Okay, I feel
Right.
better about that." It's another step of like, "Okay, you're okay."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, Robin, I feel like this episode, you're kind of giving out permission this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like
Like, do you feel that,
confirmation.
Lori?
I
Yes.
do. It feel like confirmed, like validated.
Mhm. Yeah.
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 And recently
There
I
there
okay,
I
go
think
ahead, Rob.
because there are so many people that's healing and that's in this space of trying to be better or do better. Um, I feel like it's necessary that people give themselves permission
Mhm.
to to be and
Mhm.
not apologize for it and not
Mhm.
have to explain it.
Mhm.
This is where I am, and either you rocking with it or you're not. I'm not going
Mhm.
into detail. This is what it is. And I think that's
That.
important, you know.
Mhm.
No explanatory commas. That's another, like, not house rule, but it's just, like, on the side of, like, we're not explaining.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
we don't have to. I don't
Mm-mm.
have to tell you
Mhm.
where I'm gonna be going on my destination wedding. Oh, if you would have asked me what I thought, no, why would I ask you where the fuck I'm gonna get married? Why would I do that?
Are you
That part.
paying? Are you
You know,
paying?
like that. It's
Robin.
like, no, this is my choice. I get to choose how I live my life. Now, if you don't want to rock and roll with me, that's your permission. I
Right.
you do what you do, but you don't get to
Mhm.
tell me and dictate how I live my life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
That doesn't work. That's not gonna work.
My prayer is that more people get into that space, because I do feel like I told my oldest daughter, I said, one thing I realized in this journey, that a lot of, not everybody, but a lot of people's depression comes from other people and the situations that develop being in relationships with those people.
Girl, you
And if
better
they can
This
say it.
lady
realize
right
that,
here.
yeah.
Oh, say it, Robin. Say that
Mhm.
again, though, please.
Right here.
Say it one more
So
time.
a lot of people's depression, not all, but a lot of people's depression comes from other people and the situations that develop from having relationships with those people.
And
So
what?
you find yourself in situations not being able to
Mm-hmm.
say no, speak up, or whatever. Go ahead. I'm
What
sorry.
would you suggest, though? I'm just gonna now. I'm gonna follow through with that. What would you suggest on that person who's falling over their damn selves with depression because of this relationship? What would you suggest? What would you do?
Well, for me, that was a part of my healing.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Mm-hmm.
to realize, why is it why is this person so important in my life? Why
Oh,
Mm.
what
shit.
they say, how they feel, all those things, why is that so important?
Mm.
And why does them being able to say what they say is more important than how I feel about me?
Thank you.
Why am I allowing them to hurt my feelings with words and actions?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where I had to start. That was that account. I had to hold myself accountable. I couldn't do shit about them,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Mm-hmm.
had to hold myself accountable. Why are you holding space for these people?
Mm.
I had to do
Lori?
the work on Robin.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I
Lori.
like she dropping it down, and I'm like, I'm picking up what you put down, honey.
But is this not a conversation that you and I had
Hmm.
offline a couple weeks ago?
Absolutely,
Like, the
absolutely.
way that she put this, though, makes so much sense. Like, the way you
Hmm.
okay, so now we're back to, like, again, go back to Robin's original episode of why you need a therapist and a life coach.
Hmm.
If they could be the same person, cool, but if they could be 2
Hmm.
different people, you got this supplemental person.
Hmm.
You just reinforced something that she told me a couple weeks ago. But the way you just reinforced it is a lot of clarity has
Hmm.
come even more. Like, she
Yep.
kind of started the fan and blew the clouds out a little bit, but you were like, "No, no, no, ma'am. We're gonna wipe this.
Hmm.
Just wipe it clear."
I love it. I
Like,
love it.
Mhm.
d wow.
Did
I'm
you?
big on
Hmm.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask
Go
you,
ahead.
did you answer that
Ask.
question for yourself though? When you said why, how is it these people are?
Yeah.
What was your answer to yourself?
Um, there were a lot of answers.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
depends on who the person was, because
Hmm.
each person was different.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Same situations, different people.
Hmm.
New shit. So,
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
but each person was different because each person held a certain type of space in my life.
Right.
Whether
Right.
it was, I really wanted them there, or they were pretending to really want to be, whatever that situation was, I had to look in the mirror, and that's what I was going to say.
Wait,
I
Hmm.
love to do the mirror work. I love
Hmm.
talking to
wait.
Robin in the mirror.
Mm.
Wait. Did you say
Okay.
pretending to want to be there?
That.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm glad you stopped right there too.
Ma'am, how do you How do you see that? How do you find that in real time?
Because you just know. And I tell people all the time, you know, you're just choosing to overlook. You know, you feel it.
But they come
You just
up
lying to yourself.
yeah, but they come up in times when they gotta put their money where their mouth is, right?
Mhm.
When they get certain situations like an invitation to a thing and then
Mhm.
they can't come through. That's where that you get to see it. Like, oh, the
Mhm.
curtain is up. They're
Mhm.
pretending, right?
Mhm.
Because if you don't say anything and they don't say anything, and if you do say something, they still not. They're not going to tell you they're
Right.
pretending because most of the time they are
Mhm.
afraid to tell their truth. That's why they're pretending in the first place. They are
Mhm.
Yeah.
afraid to tell you how they really feel.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you
Absolutely.
and a lot of times you don't even need those words. So many people feel like they need to hear words. You don't need those words. I'm more focused on your actions.
Mhm.
That's where I'm putting my money on your actions.
Yep.
So
Right.
if they're continuously flaking and not doing whatever, now you need to look in the mirror and say, "Okay, Robin, why are you choosing to keep inviting? Why are you choosing to
Right.
keep whatever?"
That.
You that's how that work that's how it works. That's the work. That's the healing work. Now
That
you holding
is
yourself accountable
accountable.
because
Yes.
if you invite her again, Robin, and she declines, your feelings are going to be hurt. But you know damn well she's not going to show up.
Right. So stop inviting. And that's the unapologeticness
Mhm.
about this whole thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Stop. What are you
Right.
doing? Are
Yep.
you afraid of what they're going to say if you don't invite
Mhm.
them on some bullshit
Mhm.
that you know they're not coming to
Mhm.
anyway? Get the fuck out of here.
And the thing is, when you realize that now you get to this is what I tell my girls when you do that, now the ball is in their court. So if
Mhm.
they
Exactly.
have something to say, now it gives you the opportunity to say what you need to say. Let
Mhm.
them bring it up.
Mm.
Now you can say what you need to say.
Yep.
And there we go.
Right.
And how
Right.
and how that ends says everything.
Girl,
You're either gonna still be cool or you're gonna separate.
you better you
And you're not gonna feel bad because you did what you needed to do for you.
I'm
booyah.
silent. Right. I'm
Drop the
silent
mic.
because what the fuck else is there left to say? Just
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
if I had one of those little like foghorn buttons, I'd hit it right now.
I
Just
know.
what?
Oh
Seriously.
my goodness. I love it, Robin. Thank you. You just
Mhm.
everything is a boat. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I'm skating. I'm skating now. I'm skating through life. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
it's mm,
I'm gonna
And
play,
keep skating, keep skating and allowing people to come into your space and you have permission to take what you need and let the rest fly,
that's
but
it.
allow your space to be open so that you can receive that goodness that you deserve because it's
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
But a
mhm.
lot of times we're focused so much on the negative shit we can't even see the positive.
Mm-hmm.
We can't even see
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
roses. We can't
Mm-hmm.
even smell the fresh air because
Mm-hmm.
we allow the negativity to hold space.
Mm. Girl. Happy
Yeah.
Friday, y'all.
Right.
Mm.
One more time. One more time for Robin.
Look how she look.
One more
I,
time.
it's like I don't know if y'all ever heard this song. Summer breeze, make me feel
Make
fine,
me
I'm thinking of like
blowing
3 other
through the
songs. I was
chest.
thinking I was
Oh,
thinking Janelle Monáe "Float." I was thinking,
okay.
who sings "Float"? "Float on." Who sings
Yeah,
that?
flow. Oh my goodness, I can't think of that group.
Okay, I was
I
thinking
know.
that, and
Is it Lakeside? I don't
I
know.
think it is. I think it
Okay.
is. And then I was thinking, what's the song where they say, "Just let it slide"?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's j that's where I am right now.
Mm.
Okay, we're gonna
Oh,
let
and Denise Williams. I just want to be
that
free.
we're gonna have to have
Listen,
a
Oh,
y'all.
a
what's
whole
my
playlist
let me
for this.
let me tell you. I have so what's that song? Gosh, it's by Stephanie Mills. I want to share this. I grew up listening to it on Saturdays. You know how you got that black mama and when the music come on, I mean get up and clean.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, but she always played that one song, Stephanie Mills, Never Knew Love Like This Before.
Oh yes.
And
Yes.
but but it has new meaning to me, and I want you guys to take some time this weekend and listen to it, but let it be about you. Sing
Mm.
it to yourself in the mirror, not
Okay.
to someone else. Let it
Yes.
be
Okay.
about you, and let me and email me and let me know how that felt.
Oh, I'm gonna
Let
do
me
Okay.
that.
know
I'm gonna
how
do
that
that
felt.
I'm doing.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
what's up.
Wow. All right. Well, that's it. We're not even going to add to it. We're just going to let it be what it is. Again, if you have not already, like, share, subscribe, do something with this, but do not keep it for yourself. Robyn, we appreciate you. Please come back however many more times you want to come back.
Yes,
And
please do.
drop
You're
some
so
more
welcome.
knowledge on us.
Mhm.
And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
That's it for this week's show. I'm Lori Scott.
And I'm Sylvia Johnson. And you've been listening to What's Been Better.
A big thank you to Lagon Music Inc. for providing our music. This show is edited and produced by us with a little help from our family and friends. We love you all.
We want to hear what's been better for you. To be a guest on the show, send us an email to questions@whatsbeenbetter.com. Or you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at What's Been Better Podcast.
Thanks for listening.